So you've got full gingerness in my beard in the sunlight. I know. I'm probably giving you the wrong information, but now you see what I'm dealing with. Hello, everybody.
I knew this was going to happen, sorry, you'll have to just...
She hid from the corner. It's like she's on the run.
What did Bob do?
Right, Friday morning, 18th October. We've had a busy week. We've had some challenging weather. Wednesday, I think we had some of the most extreme rain we've seen in years. Today we're back on tidying up some of the hedge cutting and the tree work that we've been doing with the cherry picker. But we're going to quickly nip over to Ancroft as well and just have a look at the house. We are about to fit the kitchen and do the carpets in there, so we're nearly complete. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a recap of where we've been and what we've done with that. So we've got a house, 6 acres, 22 seasonal touring pitches, 3 static caravan pitches and a big old shed. So we've inherited all of this, we've bought it as it is. The main focus when we got it was just to bring it up to standard, get it tidy. I'm not finished with that yet. I want to do the toilet block, and that's not very good for the customers. But I had to work on the fundamentals, get the electrics up to a certificate standard, and put in some pipe gas, redo the roads, all of the main things that really should be done in the beginning. Right, this is a little recap, if you will, and to show where we're at with this Ancroft house. We're just about finished. We've still got to render outside and do some carpets and flooring. I'll show you what I can of this because Bob and Gemma's going to move into it and I want to keep it private, but everybody that's watched this has seen the journey so far. I think we started the foundations for this extension and pulled down what was previously here in February. So our progress hasn't been that quick, but we've had other agendas that we've had to get on with through the middle of the season, looking after customers, looking after the parks. So as and when we've done a lot of work on this ourselves and then pulled in trades when we've needed. Well, let's have a bit of a look. So this is the kitchen, this is the extension. We're going to fit a kitchen on the 28th of this month. Boilers fitted, heating systems done. We've re-insulated everything. This home did not pass an EPC standard. It was damp, there was some issues with the roof, so we've, in time, slowly worked through everything. There was a window here, so we knocked that through and fitted patio doors. We've kept the old log burner because I think that's always a lovely feature, and we've got logs. There was a stud wall here, so this was 2 rooms. We've knocked that down, made it one big open space. Plus, because of the benefits of insulating everything, it's a much warmer part of the house, so we could do that. Just brought it up to a nicer standard. As you can see, we're not finished though. So, bedroom. So main bathroom, and then an ensuite. And this will be a main bedroom. We did have to put in plan permission for the extension. I did want to initially do that under permitted development because it would have been under the square meterage of what you need to go in for planning for. But because the extension was facing the highway, we did have to go in for full planning on that. So that took a little bit of time. It was easy enough to get. I think the parish council and the county council were quite happy that we were tidying this up. And it wasn't anything extravagant. We were just making it better and more efficient. Right, that's Ancroft. Showed you as much as I can at the minute. I do want to try and keep personal bits about this house private for Bob and Gemma as they're going to move in. But we will come back once we have finished a bit more outside with the render. I had the house signed off for the EPC rating. I want to show you that. Now we're going to nip back to Barmoor. Still got the cherry picker on hire, so I want to try and make the most of that and do a few more jobs. We've got R.A. Dalton's on site doing our sewage treatment works. I've got a fault with one of the plants that I want them to look at, and we'll go into the office and see where the team are at today. aren't you looking at the camera, Arlene? You've gone red. Why aren't you looking? Now you see what I'm dealing with.
I give them people at home an insight to how hard it is to get staff to talk on camera.
It's impossible to get staff to talk on camera. None of my lot will do it. No one in the office other than Michael, because he's vain like me. Look at this, my guys have just cut down all these dead ash trees. So we're taking them down for logs now. It's a bit sad, to be honest. Some of these trees have been here since I was a child and ash dieback's killing them, so we're just having to work through them and pick them off. After Storm Arwen, I am over the top with trees that are too close to homes or any other structure, building, whatever, that might just cause damage. That really decimated our whole area. Storm Arwen, for us, I didn't hear a thing through the night. That's how stupid it was. I woke up in the morning and you'd think we were in nuclear war. I think we lost about 50 trees. I mean, look at all this, it's bare. This was one of the main landmarks of this bit of property, this park. People could see this from 20 miles roundabout. You would go over the border and look back down to England and see these tall Scotch pines that had been here for 100 years plus, and they were annihilated with winds from the north and Storm Arwen. So we're going to have to look at how we're going to replant this, tidy it up. My first priority with it is it's just ugly now, and then the other thing is the history of it. It's been here for that long, I'd like to keep it. The main trees of the grounds of here. We're up on pastures. Guys have just tidied up from all the trees that we've cut down. This is going to be one of my jobs, like I've said, through this winter. I can't replace a mature treescape, but we can replant and give it a bit more depth. The grass is overgrown a little bit on the road, so I want to get that sorted out. And all of this area, it was planted with wildflower seed. It wasn't a wildflower meadow, but it was seed that went underneath the trees and survived under the canopy of the trees. So we're going to spend a bit of time on this and you're going to see us doing it. It's not a money-making exercise. It's something that people will probably see straight away. It'll be for the future, and it's more the presentation and the standards of this place. We've got R.A. Dalton's on site today, so we are going to service our main treatment plant. We've got 3 pumping stations we're going to have a look at. I know they're all in fairly good order. This will be the second visit we've had from Dalton's this year. I am fairly pedantic with this for a number of reasons. We treat our own sewerage, and pumping stations, sewerage treatment plants, electric work, whatever it is in this kind of business, these things always let you down when you're in your busiest point, like a bank holiday or something like that. So I always try and be over the top with our maintenance or prep work, whatever it is, repairs, anything. I don't see how it's money badly spent, because it saves us the hassle in the long run. Plus, we can always present the documentation to the Environment Agency if we're ever pulled on it. So we've got, I think it's a 65,000 litre septic tank here, and then we've got a Clargester treatment plant with baffled tanks that has hair dryers in it and a compressor above ground, which blows air into the sewerage water, breaks down all the bacteria, cycles that through twice, and then discharges into a stream. Now I'm told it's good enough to drink, but I don't fancy it myself. So this is the treatment plant. That's our septic tank in there, and this is our treatment plant, and it's 4 sections with, as you can see, hair curlers. And the hair curlers are really just like a floating object to assist the breakdown. No, when I took over the park, we didn't have any of this. We had a reed bed and it wasn't functioning properly. And at that time, the Environment Agency were coming around and sort of saying it wasn't good enough. And they kindly helped me, to be honest, to point me in the right direction, who to work with and what the standards needed to be. I then found R.A. Dalton's, and since then, they've just taken over and done everything. I've even got to the point where Unbeknown to me, one of my pumps hasn't been working properly. I've had an inspection from the Environment Agency. The chap came to see me and he said, they just turn up, it's not an appointment, the Environment Agency just turn up. And he came to see me and said what was happening. I mentioned I worked with R.A. Dalton's. And he immediately said, as long as they're dealing with it, just have it done, send me the paperwork, and I was left at that. So working with a firm like this, that come with that sort of credibility for me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So, we're just making a plan for next week. We have got 2 new vans coming in on Tuesday. 2 models coming up from Hull, and the same haulier is going to bring them. So he'll bring the first one and drop it off, go back and get the second one. In the mix of all of that, Michael sold us a caravan, but it's located here at Barmoor. The customer's been to our showground and looked at it. So we're just trying to get all the logistics sorted out, and if we can, get the same haulier when he drops the first one off to pick this caravan up, drop it off at Looker. I'll have my men ready and we'll get that sighted. But the reason I'm being a bit more pedantic is Michael's actually running a half marathon on Sunday at Bamborough, so I'm worried he's going to be exhausted on Monday. What time are we predicting, Michael?
Sub 2 hours, and I'll be quite happy with that.
So I'll video you on Monday when you're crippled walking around here.
Yeah, certainly.
And exhausted and being huffy with everyone and hungry and tired. And as long as we make our plans now, everything should go to schedule. Basically, this is just like he's obviously sold the customer home. So this is where Michael will then start to get all of the teams pulled together. But we just need to make sure I've got my men, machines, and whatever materials or other tools that we need on site, because it's not here, it's away from this where we keep our main hub of stuff. So there's just a little bit of planning involved, but if we're on it now, everything should go to plan. Right, we're upstairs in the office. I want to see what the girls are doing. They're not going to be happy that they've got a camera in their face. I bet they start laughing. No? Right, Jodie and Gemma are up here. Everyone knows Jodie's my other half and Gemma's Bob's other half, so they work quite well together. Jodie does all of our accounts, invoices, reconciliations. I try and make the money. I hope she manages it, but it's probably I'm the letdown because I don't make enough and I've spent too much. Gemma is doing, at the minute, we are going through a whole new health and safety program and working with a new firm. So Gemma's handling that for us. We're going to do some staff training as well with the health and safety and probably some new first aid stuff. Gemma fills the gap with everything, to be honest. She'll do the manage and craft the bookings on the caravans over there. Right, this week's video, it's a little bit different. It's only really showing you one day of what we've been doing, and there's a reason for that. We've taken a leap and got in a proper videographer now. I've threatened to do that a few times. It didn't come to fruition. It finally has. So I've waited, instead of videoing stuff that I've done over the last couple of weeks, I've waited for today so we could work through it together. So going forward, we're going to do set days every week where we video, and we'll present that every 2 weeks. So we're quite excited about this. We can now show you more of what we do rather than me just holding the iPhone and different jobs. We can be a bit more in depth. I don't necessarily need to be there. You can see what's going on elsewhere or without me. So this is quite exciting. It's a leap I've needed to take for quite some time. So excited about this. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Thank you for watching.